Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Australia. Welcome to Melbourne. And yeah, we'd just love to, let's kick off talking about something that you love doing, which is being involved with Oxfam.
Yes.
I want to know more. Please tell me more.
Thank you so much. Well, I don't know what to say other than that I feel like there's a situation happening in Eastern Africa which I think should be of massive concern to the international community. It's essentially, there are a couple of civil wars that are sort of happening, not sort of happening, that are happening horrendously, in both South Sudan and in Somalia, and in Yemen rather, and it's affecting 4 countries in particular, which is South Sudan, Somalia, Nigeria, and Yemen, and we just have millions and millions of people in this gigantic and for some reason unspoken about exodus, and we're not looking at it. I'm actually more mystified than I am outraged, but I'm approaching outrage, and I have been for the last sort of 6 to 8 months. And I decided that I was going to do something about it. So I've decided to get together with the people of Oxfam, and I'm going to go to a refugee settlement in the north of Uganda called Bidi Bidi. It has a population of a little under 270,000 refugees, and I wanted to meet with the people there, just listen to them, talk to them, do what you're doing here, and film them, and share those interviews with the world, because I feel like, what the fuck else is social media for if not that? Like it's ultimately pointless. Like I mean, no disrespect to my show or popular culture, it's fun. I kudos to anybody who derives enjoyment from that sort of stuff. But for me, with a platform, I have no other. I don't see the vehicle as of any use other than to share and enrich, share with the world stories like this, and enrich people's experience. And if I can help people, again, I've said in multiple sort of publications, I'm not Tom Hanks, so I'm not exactly like gigantically famous. I have a degree of fame, a degree of exposure to the public, but the only reason I would use that is exclusively for these purposes. Anyway, I want to go and talk to these refugees. I want to hear about the situations from which they fled, the circumstances that they now find them in. I want to hear their desires for the future. I want to give them a voice without sounding patronizing, and that's the last thing I would do, because I want to just fucking listen too. I want to learn. But unless somebody starts to generate this kind of content, and in a specific way, because let's be honest, like, if I was exclusively sort of documentary based and I just went there and just shot it like a doc, how few people would see it. Unfortunately, the kind of world we live in, if I become involved because of the shows I'm in and whatnot, like, people will listen, and it will generate more viewership. It's just this sort of the sad reality. Like, believe me, I'd love to extricate myself from this.
I don't necessarily think it's a sad reality. I mean, you could be looking at it from a positive angle, which is that, you have a certain level of fame and notoriety, and therefore what comes with that is a fan base that, I myself, I'm not familiar with all of this work of this stuff that's going on in Africa. And so to be able to come in and have you discuss some of these things with me and, spread that with other people, that's not necessarily a sad thing. It's just educating. It's all about educating, I think.
I agree. I mean, I don't want to depict this as some sort of necessary evil. What I'm saying is that, well, it is to a degree, because look, I understand why people sort of look. You and I both understand that you get much more viewership if I just shot these people, filmed these people, and just told their stories, which to me is much purer and much more beautiful, just to hear their stories rather than have me in the equation. I personally would rather watch that, but I'll place myself within that context so that other people will, what are the measures I'm taking if not a positive step? I mean, I know that what I'm doing is a positive thing, but it's also a violently necessary thing, and nobody seems to be, not nobody, but very few people seem to be doing it. Like especially where I live, in the United States, it's just not being spoken about at any rate. This is a conversation I want to have happen. I mean, we have 6 million people are on the brink of famine in the South Sudan. 3 million people have fled their homes. 1.4 million people are disenfranchised, have become refugees. And something like 2,000 people are fleeing the borders of the South Sudan every single day. Now, those people deserve a voice. 100,000 people are literally starving right now. Like just thousands of children are dying every day. 68% of those people that are fleeing are children. We're not speaking about this. I don't understand what's going on, and I don't know why.
There isn't more being done.
Look, man, I feel like our ignorance is a kind of genocide. You know what I mean? I feel like our distraction is its own sort of murder. You know, and I know that sounds like hyperbole, but it's something that I mean anyway. I feel like I've hijacked your entire review. Thank you for listening to that part.
That's right.
Now, here's one thing that I would urge. When I do, look, I'm going to Uganda in a couple of weeks. When I do go, I'm going to be doing a gigantic T-shirt campaign with Represent. I'm going to be working obviously with Oxfam. I'm going to be releasing all this stuff through Facebook Live, through Instagram, and I would just urge anybody listening to this to trampoline anything that I give to the universe out into their respective universes, so that we can share it as much as possible and keep that conversation going. Sorry.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.